Viking rituals and beliefs. The Oseberg ship shows us how the Vikings honored their dead. But what did they believe about life, death, and what came after? To understand that, we must step into the rituals and mythologies that shaped their world. At the heart of Viking belief was a universe alive with gods, giants, and spirits. The Norse cosmos was not one flat plane, but Yggdrasil, the great world tree, whose roots and branches bound together 9 realms. Life itself was thought of as a cycle of growth and decay, bound by fate, what they called word. For the Vikings, death was not an ending but a transition. Warriors who fell bravely in battle might be chosen by the valkyrous female figures who swept across the battlefield to carry the chosen, slain to Valhalla, Odin's hall, where endless feasting in preparation for Ragnarok, the end of the world, awaited. Yet Valhalla was not the only afterlife. Others might go to the meadow, ruled by the goddess Freya, or to Hel, a cold and shadowy realm that was not punishment, but simply another resting place. Rituals reflected these beliefs. A burial might be as simple as a cremation by the shore, or as elaborate as a ship mound like Oseberg. Sometimes animals were sacrificed to accompany the dead, ensuring provisions in the afterlife. Archaeological finds even suggest that in rare cases, servants or slaves may have been ritually killed to follow their master into the next world. A grim reminder of how literal these beliefs could be. But rituals were not only for the dead, for the living. Every feast, every oath, every sacrifice carried religious weight. Mead was poured in honor of gods like Thor, protector of farmers, or Freyr, bringer of fertility. Seasonal festivals, such as, bound communities together through the slaughter of animals and the sharing of their meat in sacred banquets. These ceremonies were not performed in grand stone temples, but often in wooden halls or under open skies, where the natural world itself was seen as sacred. What's striking is how practical and spiritual merged in Viking thought. The gods were not distant abstractions, but beings woven into daily survival. Farmers asked Thor for good harvests. Sailors carved runes into their ships, hoping for Odin's favor on dangerous voyages. Even law and honor had divine echoes. Oaths sworn under sacred rituals were binding not only in society, but before the gods themselves. When we bring all this together, the sagas of men like Egil Skallagrimsson, the ships like Oseberg, the rituals of blood, fire, and feast, we see that the Viking world was not only a world of war, but of meaning. To them, every act carried weight in this life and the next. And so, Viking history is less about horned helmets and raiding parties, and more about a society bound together by myth, ritual, and the ever-present awareness of fate. It was a culture where death was not feared, but prepared for, where ships carried you to distant lands, and perhaps beyond the horizon of this world itself. The rituals they left behind remind us that the Vikings were not just warriors, but storytellers, dreamers, and believers, men and women who looked at the sea and saw not just danger, but destiny.